Hello Butterbeans. Oh, it's so good to be back. I've missed you all. I've missed you so much. I'm really glad that we're going to be able to do this together. So, what happened? What happened all the way back on the last time? There was some real drop. Oh, JB was feeling left out because his brother had a new girlfriend. Third wheel. You walk into the library, glance over at the music section, you look through the magazines, you even sit at a desk and pretend to study. You ask the librarian where you can find The Giver. She says something odd. Did you find your friend? Then she points upstairs. On the second floor, you pass by the computers. Kids checking their Facebook. More kids in line, waiting to check their Facebook. In the biography section, you see an old man reading The Tipping Point. You walk down the last aisle, teen fiction, and come to the reason you're here. You remove the book from the shelf, and there, behind the last row of books, you find the friend the librarian was talking about. Only she's not your friend, and she's kissing your brother. Tipping point. Tipping point. Noun. The point when an object shifts from one position into a new, entirely different one. As in, my dad says the tipping point of our country's economy was housing gamblers and greedy bankers. As in, if we get one C on our report cards, I'm afraid Mum will reach her tipping point, and that will be the end of basketball. As in, today at the library I went upstairs, walked down an aisle, pulled The Giver off the shelf and found my tipping point. The main reason I can't sleep is not because of the game tomorrow night, is not because of the stubble on my head feels like bugs are breakdancing on it, and it's not even because I'm worried about Dad. The main reason I can't sleep tonight is because Jordan is on the phone with Miss Sweet Tea, and between the giggling and the breathing, he tells her how much she's the apple of his eye and that he wants to peel her and get under her skin and give me a break. I'm still hungry, and right about now, I wish I had an apple of my own. Surprised. I have it all planned out. When we walk to the game, I will talk to JB, man to man, about how he's spending way more time with Alexis than with me and Dad. Except when I hear the horn outside, I look outside my window and it's raining, and JB is jumping into the car with Miss Sweet Tea and her dad, ruining my plan. Conversation. In the car, I ask Dad if going to the doctor will kill him. He tells me he doesn't trust doctors, that my grandfather did, and look where it got him, 6 feet under at 45. But Mum says your dad was really sick, I tell him, and Dad just rolls his eyes, so I try something different. I tell him that just because your teammate gets fouled on a layup doesn't mean you shouldn't ever drive to the lane again. He looks at me and laughs so loud we almost don't hear the flashing blues behind us. Game time, 6 p.m. At 5:28 p.m, a cop car pulls over because Dad has a broken tail light. At 5:30, the officer approaches our car and asks Dad for his driver's license and registration. At 5:32, the team leaves the locker room and pre-game warm-ups and begin without me. At 5:34, Dad explains to the officer that his licence is in his wallet, which is in his jacket at home. At 5:37, Dad says, "Look, sir, my name is Chuck Bell and I'm just trying to get my boy to his basketball game." At 5:47, while Coach leads the Wildcats in a team prayer, I pray Dad won't get arrested. At 5:48, the cop smiles after verifying Dad's identity on Google and says, "You the man." At 5:50, Dad autographs a Krispy Kreme napkin for the officer and gets a warning for his broken tail light. At 6:01, we arrive at the game. but on my sprint into the gym, I slip and fall in the mud. This is my second year playing for the Reggie Lewis Wildcats, and I've started every game until tonight when coach tells me to go get cleaned up and then find a seat on the bench. When I try to tell him it wasn't my fault, he doesn't want to hear about sirens and broken tail lights. Josh, better an hour too soon than a minute too late, he says, turning his attention back to JB and the guys on the court, all of whom are pointing and laughing at me. Basketball rule number 6. A great team has a good scorer with a teammate who's on point and ready to assist. Josh's play-by-play, my favourite part. I'm going to stumble. At the beginning of the second half, we're up 23-12. I enter the game for the first time. I'm just happy to be back on the floor. When my brother and I are on the court together, this team is unstoppable, unfadable, and yes, undefeated. JB brings the ball up the court, passes the ball to Vondi. He shoots it back to JB. I call for the ball. JB finds me in the corner. I know you'll think it's time for the pick and roll, but I've got something else in mind. I get the ball on the left side. JB is setting the pick. Here it comes. I roll to his right. The double team is on me, leaving JB free. He's got his hands in the air, looking for the dish from me. Dad likes to say, when Jordan Bell is open, you can take his 3 to the bank. Cash it in, because it's all money. Tonight, I'm going for broke. I see JB still wide open, McDonald's drive-through open, but I've got my own plans. The double team is still on me like feathers on a bird. Ever seen an eagle soar? So high, so fly, me and my wings are. And that's when I remember. My wings are gone. Coach Hawkins is out of his seat. Dad is on his feet, screaming. JB's screaming. The crowd's screaming. Filthy! Pass the ball! The shot clock is at 5. I dribble out of the double team. 4. Everything comes to a head. 3. I see Jordan open. 2. You want it that bad? Here you go. 1. Before. Today, I walked into the gym covered in more dirt than a chimney. When JB screams, "Filthy McNasty," the whole team laughs, even coach. Then I get benched for the entire first half for being late. Today, I watch as we take a big lead and JB makes 4-3 in a row. I hear the crowd cheer for JB, especially Dad and Mum. Then I see JB wink at Miss Sweet Tea after he hits a stupid free throw. Today, finally, I get into the game at the start of the second half. JB sets a wicked pick for me, just like Coach showed us in practice, and I get double teamed on the roll, just like we expect. Today, I watch JB get open and wave for me to pass. Instead, I dribble, trying to get out of that trap, and watch as Coach and Dad scream for me to pass. Today, I plan on passing the ball to JB, but when I hear him say, "Filthy! Give me the ball!" I dribble over to my brother and fire a pass so hard it levels him, the blood from his nose still shooting long after the shot clock buzzer goes off. What zone do you think Filthy is in at this moment in the book? I'd be really interested on hearing your thoughts.